My lights aren't turning on. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Three Dads
and a console.
No, he's waiting for the lights.
It's got to update. My lights have to update. And a console. We know not every dad can say. I don't know. I went to click it, and it's like, what's new in Control Center 1.6? I just want to flip a switch. Well timed. And we know not every dad can stay up to date in the latest and greatest in video game news that you need to know about. So we are here to do it for you. And remember that this show is kid friendly. So no earmuffs are needed. Now on with the show. I'm one of your hosts, Wobble Plays, alongside the Man in Black, Court.
Yeah, dude, I'm wearing the most Pez shirt ever.
The Ghost Boosters.
Beautiful.
Oh, did you see what's above my Xbox symbol there? I got a video game today. Yesterday. I was at a customer's, and there was a retro video game store, and I walked in, and for $5, people, I got the very first EA NHL game ever made, and on Sega Genesis. Now
EA 1?
Dude, yeah, hold on, I'll grab it.
NHL 1?
EA NHL Uno, as the Canadians call it.
The Uno.
Good old NHL Uno.
Or if you're Australian, you call it EA NHL Warn.
Well, I don't care. It's called EA NHL. Like it's just hockey. It's just called NHL hockey. It is, for those audio listeners. Sorry, I'm holding it up right now, but just buying this, even for $5, the amount of things that were like going through my head. It's still got the instruction booklet, guys. There's an instruction
CIB in 2024.
Love to see it. Does it have the little yellow knob on the side?
Personal. That's a personal question.
No, it's not. Amazing. Amazing.
So amazing. I looked up online. I can get a retro a Genesis that plays retro, like that can be hooked up to a 4K TV for $70. So I'm gonna buy it this weekend because I just want to play this. I think I want to, like, maybe for this channel. Pez and I were talking. We've been really back into hockey and
back in, baby.
And for people listening, I know Pez is here. We haven't got into it. You know what? I'm going off the rails right off the bat.
For
the longest time, I have a cousin that is the coach of the Las Vegas Golden Knights, and when he got fired from my team, the Boston Bruins, I kind of like Michael Jordan, that bad boy. I took it personal. It bothered me, and it kind of got me out of hockey for a little bit. In fact, last year, I barely watched hockey on TV. I was just bitter pants. Then he won the Stanley Cup. You know, it felt fantastic. This year, I went to Vegas for a game against the Edmonton Oilers. Supposed to go against the Bruins, and then my flight got canceled. That was the worst day ever. And then I got to go to a Bruins game with Pez and Waba against the New York Rangers. The Bruins lost. That sucked, but I got my daughter a puck, and my daughter got really into hockey this year, coaching, and I don't know, these playoffs, it got me right back into hockey and like wanting to care about takes and talking hockey. So it's just, I'm right back into hockey. I don't know. In my brain.
Yep. Do you guys know why the Boston Bruins lost that game that we were at? Because they played
Wabo
Bon
ate
Jovi.
all the chicken fingers?
No, because they played Bon Jovi.
Yes.
That was the other thing. How about this? How did that go off? I made a joke during these Stanley Cup playoffs.
It wasn't a joke. It was a fact.
Well, the facts were not real, and I just made them up. But I made a petition to have the Boston Bruins no longer play "Living on a Prayer" by Bon Jovi, which they didn't in Game 7, by the way. Game 6, they did not play "Living on the Prayer." That did not get played.
We got to them. We got them.
That game, for some reason, anytime I've been at a game or watching a game on TV, whenever that song is played, either the Bruins get scored on or they get scored on very shortly after. Heck, when we were at that Rangers game, they got scored on seconds after the song was played. In the Stanley Cup playoffs, the Vancouver Canucks played it. Not the Vancouver, the Colorado Avalanche played it, and the Dallas scored. So, like, it's the most hilarious thing. It's a terrible, terrible song. But friends of ours, Pete Blackburn, he has a show called What Chaos, which is probably one of the best hockey podcasts out
My
there
favorite.
right now. Really love it. They took it and ran with it so far for the whole Bruins series, which was, kind of cool. My name was mentioned on the show on a regular basis just because of a stupid petition that I made. But yeah, I'm rambling about hockey. I don't know. I'm like jacked to play hockey again. I can't wait for the season to start and coach my daughter again. I'm coming to Boston again next year, but it's not till May. Well, yeah, I'm gonna come for PAX.
Yeah.
I said I'm gonna come for PAX.
It's gonna be May.
Playoff time, baby.
Yeah, let's both be honest. I just want to go to a Red Sox game.
That's fine.
Playoff games are $1,200. I don't get free tickets to those.
All right, Red Sox it is, baby.
I'll go
Red
to
Sox
I'll
it
go
is.
to let's go to the Providence Bruins, boys.
It's totally fine. I'm debating whether to bring my daughter next year to Boston because
Ooh.
my wife is having surgery, and she's not going to be able to. It's going to be a lot going on in my house. She won't be able to walk for 2 months, so I'm going to be the only parent. So I'm either going to bring my daughter to her first NHL. Her first NHL game has to be the Bruins.
Yes.
So I'm either going to bring her to a game here in Toronto,
Hmm.
or I'm going to fly her to Boston and take a couple days off work and school and take her to a Thursday night game and a Saturday afternoon game. Because for people that are listening, the Boston Bruins always play Saturday afternoon hockey games.
Yep.
Always. So that's what I'm thinking, to give her the double dose of the Boston Bruins.
Hey, if I'm just gonna throw this out there, stew on it, and then we can bring it up at a different time. If the Bruins, for some reason, are unable to give you what you need, I know a little team called the PWHL Boston women's hockey team plays. Maybe a
Aren't
half
they
hour
playing
away
in
from
Lowell?
Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in Lowell, Mass, I can
It's
get
not
those
that
too.
far.
Your boy has a car. We'll get there in 20 minutes.
Okay, I wanted to ask you guys, so because I'm looking at this right now, what are the teams
A whole car.
You
on
wouldn't
the
download
back
a car.
of the cover of NHL? So
That's
there's the
easy.
front and the back. Yeah, but what are the teams that are no longer in the NHL that are in this game?
The Hartford Whalers.
The North Stars.
Yes, you got both of them.
And
let's see. So that was probably 92.
This is 92.
The Nordiques.
No, this is 91.
Los
91.
Nordiques.
This is 1991. Oh my God, this is amazing. 1991.
Yep, the Nordiques.
That's 3.
You know,
Little
the sneaky
One
answer
more.
would be the Jets because
that's the right
that's
answer.
it. All right, nailed it.
Wow.
Because they don't exist anymore
They
because that team moved. It's a
Yep.
different team that moved back to Winnipeg.
So
Just
they're
saying.
just wearing the corpse of the Jets in Winnipeg.
Yeah, just like when
Boston Bruins are on the
Carolina
cover.
comes out in their. Is that Andy Moog on the cover?
No, it's Manny Fernandez for Los Angeles. No, it's Kelly Rudy. Sorry, it's Kelly Rudy. We did this on a quiz.
Manny Fernandez. He played for the Bruins in like 2002 or something.
Yeah, but he also
like
played
that.
for Los Angeles Kings. It is Bruce Driver, and I don't know who that is. Is that Thomas Sandstrom? But that's definitely Kelly Rudy.
I have not heard that name since probably 1992.
All I want to do is play this game. Like, I'm gonna get a Sega just to play it. I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna play all the old NHL games because I have every one of them now.
They have third-party consoles that will play multiple games, so not just Genesis.
I have.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I have one that can play Nintendo and Super Nintendo and Game Boy games.
Mm.
But for Genesis, there isn't a third-party one that'll play all of those. You have to get Genesis on its own. It's unfortunate, but I've got, because I have NHL 94, NHL 95, NHL 93. This is NHL 92, Pez, but it came out in 91.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I have every single one of them. So I want to try and have a season.
I love it.
All
I love it.
So exciting.
This is it.
Yeah. So Pez is here because I've already derailed the show. Pez, how you doing?
Pretty good. For our audio listeners, if you hear a buzzing behind me, my fan is on. It's 90 degrees F, what's that, like 20 Celsius up in Canada?
It's hot today, dude. We had tornado warnings.
It is hot, and I am on a 3rd floor, so if the buzzing bothers you, bite me.
Actually, I live in a tornado area of Ontario. Yeah. So I know we're gonna get into weekends, and I really want to talk about this.
Do they call Tornado Ailey instead of Alley?
You know what? A 5 out of 10. It was good. It was fine. It was a workable joke. It is the IGN 5 out of 10.
Dude, IGN, they're a dirty word now since they bought everybody.
What a bunch of bastards.
Game media is just a trash fire. So this
not
weekend,
us though.
With the biggest trash fire.
It was a long weekend here in Canada, so it's called May 2-4. It's May long weekend, but everybody calls it May 2-4 because it's the first time we get nice sun and everybody gets a 2-4 beer and gets plastered. May 2-4.
Beautiful.
It's usually on the May 24th. So that's usually when the date, it can fall on that weekend or the weekend before, just depending on the time of the year. Beautiful weather we had. I took my daughter to a Blue Jay game.
Ooh.
Fantastic. She loved it. The Blue Jays won. It was a great game, home run. We get home, and she asked me if we can play catch.
Oh,
Yeah, it was like the greatest thing ever. Like I'm saying this, like I wanted to cry. I texted my wife. I need like, you need to come outside. Like I took her to Canadian Tire first, which is like it's a store here in Canada. Google it. I don't need to describe it. They sell
Nope,
everything.
they do.
They sports, tires, fishing, like, everything.
I don't know.
It's a
Okay,
one-stop shop.
like so it's Walmart.
Yeah, but smaller, but we call it Canadian Tire. There's no groceries.
Huh. Okay.
They sell toys, they sell everything. It's great. They used to give us funny money as change. It's a thing. So I went and bought her a baseball glove. One, those are very expensive. Like
Very
Yes.
there's
expensive.
just no, yeah, $70
$70.
worth every penny. We have played catch every day since we
Oh,
went to the Blue Jay game. Every single day.
Amazing.
It's been
Amazing.
unbelievable. Also, at the Blue Jay game, we got to see the new stadium. They've done so. Pez, you got to come back to Toronto just to check out the stadium. Like it's
Done.
unbelievable now. And on Sundays it's Junior Jay's Day. So when you go to the stadium and you bring your kid, there's so many activities for the kids to do. So they give free face painting, they go free tattoos. They have arcade games they can play. There's a basketball shooter thing, and then you get to run the bases. We didn't get to run the bases
Ah,
because
mm.
my time slot was 60 minutes after the game, and I didn't want to sit in traffic, and so we just left. It is what it is. We'll try another time. But my daughter also had her first pop. So
really?
yeah, she'd never had it before. She's almost 8 years old, and I
What
never
it
allowed her to have pop. So she has
like
a Sprite.
soda? Oh,
Yeah, we live in Canada. It's pop.
how did you know?
You
Because
have
I'm
soda.
cultural. I'm what the people call cultured.
Pez know exactly what I'm
That's a
talking about.
brand new
So
statement.
not only did my daughter get her first pop, she had a Sprite, and tonight she had a Coke Zero caffeine free, and she thought it was the greatest thing ever. We've played catch every day, and she loves baseball. This weekend, we're going to a batting cage.
Does she not? Does she
Ooh.
play or has she played before?
Never in her life.
T-ball
Interesting.
time,
She
baby.
she
Yep.
so we're not gonna so what I've decided is she didn't want to play sports this summer because she played a ton of hockey.
Yeah.
And last year she did hockey school and she did soccer, and she was like, "Can I have a summer off?" Because I opened my pool on Friday, which is gonna be nice. So it's gonna be a lot of swimming. She wants to hang out with her friends. And I said, you know what? That's a great idea. She's supposed to do ball hockey. That got canceled up here where we live because there wasn't enough girls that wanted to play, which sucks. There was definitely for the boys, but she didn't want to play with the boys. Totally get it. So I said, that's fine. And my wife was like, well, let's put her in baseball. And I was like, no, I'm just going to play with her. So she's already like trying to get her friends to play and get a baseball game together this weekend. I'm so excited.
About
And I not just because she's my daughter, kid's got an arm.
Cannon.
She is
Cannon.
so much more of an athlete than I ever was at her age. So much more. I think next summer, golf.
So did you do the whole oil the glove, wrap it, stick it under her
What
mattress?
we didn't oil the glove, but I did wrap it. And also she doesn't want to use a softball. Refuses to
Good for
use a
her.
softball.
Good for her.
Only uses
Baseball
a hard
only.
ball, and she was taking it. She's getting hit in the arm, everything. Didn't matter. She just keeps going. We played catch for a little over an hour and a half, and
Wow,
she
that's
was
a
the
long
only
time.
reason we came in, and this is the best part, because the street lights came on. I felt like a kid again. She's like, "Street lights are on. We got to go in and have dinner." I'm like, "We do."
Let
Like
me
it was
ask,
like,
how
yeah.
did Dad's arm feel after, an hour and a
He's
half
sitting
of
there
throwing
icing it.
ball around?
Honestly, so sore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I bet. I bet.
Yeah. But there's very like to be a parent, you're gonna have all these moments, but to be for me, the time when she wanted to play road hockey, and we still do it all the time, and now asking me to play catch, it was a huge dad moment for me. Huge dad moment. It blew me away.
It's great. It's great. Ah, man, hitting, just knocking these things off the list,
Dude,
one after another.
it was amazing. Oh, also she's really into my music lately, and this is the weirdest thing ever. So we were driving to the Blue Jays game, and she has her own playlist that we have on iTunes, and I have my own, but I'll put some of her songs like Justin Timberlake. She likes the Backstreet Boys. She likes New Kids on the Block. Who
Good.
doesn't?
Same.
Fair
She
enough.
likes boy band stuff. She likes Post Malone. She likes Taylor Swift. So I'll still keep my stuff on there. And I try not to have swears, but I really like the Everett Brothers and Wilco, and um, Noah Khan and stuff like that, and the National, the Hold Steady. Now she's so into them. Like the new Ever Brothers album came out, and we've been listening to it, and she's like, "This is the best, Daddy."
She's
I'm
like, Dad, this slaps.
"Yeah." She thinks
Bop.
it's way good. She's
bop.
she's really into my music. I'm just
Absolute
dude,
bop.
I can't get the smile off my face. How good it's been.
Just living the dream, dude. Just living the parental dream.
Seriously, I am.
Speaking of living the dream, Waba, how was your time up in Maine?
That's right. I
Hold
went
on.
to
Can
the
we
yeah.
remind people before he gets on his story? Waba told us the day of the podcast that he forgot that he was going to Maine. I've been holding this one in. He literally said to us, Pez was like, "What are we going to talk about tonight?" And Waba's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot that I have to go to Maine."
8 in the morning or whatever. Just like,
Yeah.
oh boys, I forgot. I've only had this trip planned for 6 years. I gotta go to Maine. I'm not making it. She's like,
you can talk
oops.
about your Maine, but like I have to burn you on this because it's just my
Oops.
god. When I saw that, I'm just like literally holding my phone. I'm like, did that just happen? Did he just say I forgot that I had to go?
I didn't
Maine
say I
for the weekend?"
forgot.
No,
You
you
guys
definitely
said I
You
forgot.
said, yeah, I forgot to tell you guys I'm going to Maine. Oops.
Yeah, well, at least I told you guys. It wasn't like you
Just
guys like,
didn't-
where are you?
Yeah, you just didn't show up on
I'm
Wednesday
in the
night.
car. No, we went. We're fortunate. Both my aunt and my wife's aunt has houses up there, but we this time went to Bar Harbor, which is a like 6-hour.
Can you say it
drive.
correctly?
Bar Harbor.
Thank you.
Or Far Harbor if you are our Fallout fan.
True.
Have not played that.
Fallout Quattro.
But it's cool. There's a bunch of deer. They have a place that's, in a kind of a quiet area. But we went before like tourist season started. So there's some places that aren't open. It's a little chilly, which is fine. It's because my wife
Thank you.
wanted to go to a place. It is called Beals, and they just open.
Beals?
And they have lobster. Beals. It's right on.
You went all the way to Maine just to get lobster?
I mean, you gotta get the Maine lobster though.
Hold on.
So
whipped boy.
Well, I didn't drive. I slept.
Passenger Princess, my guy. That is my style.
I was Pez's passenger princess the whole time.
It was.
That's it.
It was.
White
knuckling the old poop bar as I'm ripping around Boston, screaming at people who are cutting me off.
So I sent them a picture. These two guys a picture of me. Like, hey, I'm in Maine to get lobster. It's 2 giant lobsters.
When did you send this
far
photo?
away from me, but close to me is.
No photo.
It was on what was the last?
He definitely did, but because Court, you were like, "Are those chicken fingers?"
Oh, okay, that sounds like me. Okay,
so I sent them a picture intentionally of my plate of chicken fingers and fries in front of me, and 2 lobsters because my wife
didn't notice the lobster until just now.
I didn't either. I saw the chicken fingers. It's like, who goes to Maine for chicken fingers and French fries in a basket?
There's cornbread on that plate too. Cornbread.
Yeah, so my wife loves that place. They've got like corn too, so she gets 2 lobsters. My daughter got to hold one because it's not busy. They just opened, which she loved, and she's like obsessed with lobster now. She's like, "Oh, can I have something?" Like, just waiting. So, again, I'm not a lobster fan, and frankly, it's good because that means my wife can get 2. So that it was fun, and so because my wife was traveling, like she was the one who drove. I woke up every morning, and each day, me and my daughter just went out to like go on an adventure, which for me is fun. While my wife got to sleep.
The only purpose of this trip was for the lobster.
More or less. I mean, we like walking around like the center of,
So did you have to get a hotel room? Because I
know
we
have a cabin, so we just have to go.
I was gonna say there's
play like
no way our boy Wobble Plays is paying for a hotel room.
And there's I'm not staying in one of those like
he is when the wife
you open the door and it's like this in the parking lot. That's not for me. I'm accustomed to a certain
certain lifestyle.
Dude,
I'm the one. The hotel I got us in Boston, that was swank.
Oh, that was very nice.
I didn't think they were gonna let me in. They were probably like, "Will you panhandle it up front?"
We walked in, they had like hot chocolate waiting for us,
and now someone playing the violin.
Yeah, and I walk in with a freaking Under Armour bag and like I don't even know.
He's like, "What's up, everybody?"
A wrinkled button-up shirt on a hanger. They're like, "Yeah, let's get blitzed at the Bruins tonight."
But so we went playground hunting. There's one playground in the center of Bar Harbor we happened upon last year, so we went there. Then the next day we went to like one by a school nearby, and then we went to another one we passed. So it was fun. I was exhausted, but she just got to run around. And yeah, we just hang out. It's kind of nice to kind of relax and stuff like that. I will say this, your boy still did find some yard sales.
Of course you
and
did.
I'm sure.
these idiots in Maine were not ready
These
for
yokels.
someone who is actually coming to do damage. All right, they had one. I saw a sign for it, and like on the general store, and it said, "We are next to the post office." Nice directions, nerd. You're lucky I know where the post office is because I took my daughter to the playground next to you.
Yeah, hold on. The people that have these yard sales are for people for locals. They're not looking for people that don't know where the post office is.
I
Nerd.
did not. Yeah, I know. It was very fortuitous. So I went there and I bought a Ninja blender, and I'm holding the stand, a portable, like a small screen. My wife's gonna use for work for $15, and the guy was selling 2 packages of 2 Rams.
Can you stop playing with
They're
that?
called Ram
Sorry.
sticks. 2
So
Rams? What are you buying? 2 pickup trucks?
It
I'll
was
take
part
your
of a
2
dowry.
finest Rams, please.
Dodge
It was,
truck.
it was part of a dowry, 2 Rams. But so basically, he's like, so I don't have a service because it's Maine, and I'm like, hold on, I have to go ask my brother-in-law if they fit my machine. So I go to the car, I can't research it on the internet, so I call my wife. I'm like, I need you to look up. Here's the brand, here's the name. So she's looking it up because there's internet, like where we're staying, and she's like, yeah, they're worth like whatever. So I go there and I'm like, how much did you want them? He's like, what'd you go look them up on Amazon? I'm like, oh no, I got a. It's a.
I sure did, pal.
Brother-in-law. Yeah, so I bought them for $10 each, and
You actually gonna use them, or are you gonna flip them?
well, I was gonna use them, but my brother-in-law is like, they're gonna make your computer 5% faster, and you're probably gonna need a CPU upgrade before you find that you need them. So I'm like, yeah, they're worth like 70 to 80. So
I use my PC
Easy.
to do podcasting.
But that was fun. Also, we actually ate at a Pizza Hut establishment inside. It is the only Pizza Hut I've seen in 20 years, and is like the land time forgot.
Did your feet stick to the floor?
Everything.
Did
we were
you
just
jump
stuck.
on
Hold on. You
Neo
put
Geo
that on
machine?
Twitter. I saw that.
It-
I like that post.
It was cool, and a lot of people were like, "Oh man, like everything's like the same." I will say this: I'm not a huge fan of Pizza Hut pizza, but there's a nostalgic taste about it. And they do have that arcade machine.
Yeah, it's
that has a weak clock.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's called Disappointment.
Yeah, so I spent $3 on that thing.
At the claw machine, what'd you win?
Mhm.
Nothing.
Not it. And my daughter's like, "Can't we keep playing?" I'm like, "That's not how this works. I'm making a donation to Mr.
Hold on.
Hut."
I know how to. So there's a claw machine store in the mall near my house, and I watched a Mark Rober video on YouTube, and it shows you how to win at claw machines. Yo, that works. I got my daughter mad stuffies. They give you 5 coins for $5, and like everybody's walking out of there with nothing. 5 stuffies.
I will be watching Mark Rober right after because
There's a whole thing about how to win at claw machines.
Wow, the Pizza Hut in Bar Harbor is not ready for the wrath that Wob is gonna bring upon it.
I'm gonna show up with quarters and clean those fools out next time. But no, it was fun, and then got back. What is it? Super early, or no, like 1:30 a.m. on Sunday morning. Immediately went out to a 10 home yard sale. I scammed them, and now I'm back here hanging out today.
ABS always be scamming. Well, we've heard of Wab's Saga, but Court, you played a saga of your own.
Oh wow! I guess you did nothing for the weekend, eh?
No,
I guess we've
I literally didn't. Kenzie hurt her foot in practice, so she was on crutches.
That's a thing.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so she rolled her ankle in practice on Wednesday. They practiced Wednesday, Friday. So Wednesday, she rolled her ankle. I was doing the show, came down after, and she didn't say anything. My wife texted me and said, oh, she might complain about her ankle. Who knows? Kids always getting hurt. Who knows?
That's fair.
She takes her to the doctor on Thursday because she was complaining about it. A little swelling internally, nothing externally. I was like, you didn't rip tendons. It's not purple. It's not huge. Like, I've been there, done that. And then Friday, she texted the wife and said, hey, it hurts to walk at school. Can I come home? That's usually not her. Like, we're talking a kid who loves school. To the point Friday morning where I said, you don't have to go to school. And she said, no, Dad, I like school. I want to go to school. All right. So came home about 1:30, and we had crutches from when my daughter hurt herself playing field hockey in high school. So I would be like, here you go. here's some crutches. So she went to her game on Saturday on crutches. Did not understand in the beginning. Like I said, all right, go with your team. And she was like, what do you mean? I was like, where did you think you were going to stand? She's like, with you guys on the sidelines. And I said, no. You go stand with your team. So she did her thing. And they don't have any soccer this week because it's Memorial Day. So she's just going to ice, the rice method, rest, ice, compression, elevation. That's what I did.
You're gonna be like, eat rice.
Yeah, I just throw bags of rice at her. I make her watch
Rob
Rice.
was like, can I put broccoli and chicken in that?
I make her watch Rice Boy streaming. Like anything rice, she has to deal with it.
That's a way to increase your grip strength and to also solve your phone is rice.
Yeah, there you go. And then, but she'd be like, Sunday, Dad, can you go get me a drink? My foot hurts. And I was like,
hamming it.
Get your butt off the couch. Either hobble your way down to the kitchen that's maybe whatever, and go get yourself a drink. She'd be like, okay, and that's it. That's all I did. Take care of a little mopey 12-year-old. And then on Monday was like, I'm going to school, see ya. All right. That was it.
Nice. Well, you had a very good segue, but I'm glad we
I had to. I wasn't gonna let it go.
You just casually bury the lead.
There is no lead. There's no lead with that. She's fine. She's fine.
She's fine.
Hellblade to us.
Is that fine?
So
it's fine.
Thanks to Xbox Canada, I received a copy of Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. It originally was called Hellblade 2 Senua's Saga, but they actually changed it like halfway through the marketing, which is weird. But whatever. Yeah, to each their own. It's their game. They're allowed to call it whatever. I will start off by saying I didn't like the first one. I thought it was just okay. It wasn't as mind-blowing and mind-bending as everybody else. I had my review that's up on 3 Dads in the Console YouTube. I didn't do a written review because the game's pretty short. To get everything to do it twice, it took me 8 hours to clean up everything I needed. I think I finished it in just over 6. The sound design on this game is some of the best that I have ever heard in a video game. It is crazy. Because she has, a multiple personality, so she's listening to all these different voices. The psychosis is going on the whole time. I'll get to my theory on what's gonna happen if they ever make a third one, what they're finally gonna do with this game. But you have all these things going on, and you truly feel at some points like that you were the one with the mental health issue. That when you were listening to all this, because you're hearing, "Don't do this, don't do that," and the way they do the voices, like if you're wearing your headphones and you have like the Dolby Atmos surround going on, you hear the voice in the back of your head here, or you hear it over here. It is unbelievable. I will also say the look of the game is truly next gen. We've had a lot of games come out this generation on Xbox and on PlayStation, and we can safely say, probably counting in our hands, how many are actually next gen. This game looks unbelievable. The landscapes, the character design, the cutscenes. For some reason, though, on the cutscenes, they always were doing this out of focus, in focus thing where they'd have the background. It was really weird. They did that a lot on the cutscenes. I would actually say that the gameplay actually looked better than the cutscenes, which is rarely happens in a video game.
Right.
The story, it's a continuation, but because of the game's length and what it's about, I can't give away any of the story. I don't want to, because I truly feel if you like the first one, you're going to play this. Second of all, the game's on Game Pass. It's just over 6 hours. Go play it. The combat is good and clunky at the same time. So, one, you can't see enemies that are coming from behind you, and you're getting rushed on enemies. They do only come one at a time, but sometimes an enemy can come out of the side, and so on and so forth. And it also goes into like this mini quick time event where it's like you miss, and like all of a sudden you can't control Senua, and you're like in a wrestling match with the character that you're fighting. But they don't give you a tutorial on how to do combat. They're just like, "Oh yeah, by the way, here's a sword, start fighting." Because at the very beginning of the game, they show you the controls, but if you don't look at them or remember them, by the time you get there, you're gonna have to press pause and it kind of takes you out of the immersion. So you have a parry, you have a strong attack, regular attack, and then you have a dodge. That's all you have. You have an interact button as well when you're picking up torches and so on and so forth, but that's your combat. Now, sorry, at the very beginning, you'll get this mirror. I was about to say halfway, but like 3 hours, I guess, is halfway. But you'll get a mirror that when it fully lights up, when you're in combat from doing parries and such, you can press the L1 button, and you'll be able to take down that enemy and then keep going and going and so on and so forth. The combat is not hard. The boss battles are not hard, but the combat is pretty gruesome. Blood spatters on the screen. And you can also see, I'll say this, the mocap actor slash voice actor for Senua, who I know is an employee of Ninja Theory, and that's how. And I apologize that I don't remember her name right now, but she does a phenomenal job. When she's killing enemies, she's got this like rage on her face, but you almost see remorse after she's done it. When they show the camera, it's almost like, oh my God, I can't believe I did this. The raw emotion that she shows in her face throughout this game, it's phenomenal. My score is an 8 out of 10 because there are things. The puzzles, they felt redundant after a while, and I'm like, why am I doing these? They don't add anything to the game, and I really feel like they're literally there just to like make the game longer, because it's not like it's adding anything to the story and you're not getting rewarded with anything. This like graphic that almost looks like straight out of a Nine Inch Nails video will come down and block you, and like this thing was like, you gotta solve this puzzle, you gotta solve the symbols to get through, and then you're like, okay, you do it once. I'm like, that's pretty cool, but then there's no variety there. They'll add this new element, and then the next time you do a puzzle, they'll add a new element, but all the elements are together. And then by the time you get to think, oh, like, let's do this the exact same thing again with the same thing. But there was a puzzle that was kind of cool that would like almost like turn the world on its axis and like take you to another dimension all the time, which was kind of cool the way that the screen would do it. And then there was the collectibles that are, there's these symbols, and then there's these trees that you find. I don't know. You're also walking around for really long periods of time, and she doesn't really walk very fast, and you feel like you're going nowhere. And it feels like when you're going, and it feels like they're hiding a loading screen,
Mm. Oh yeah,
because I would say there's 2 hours of gameplay in this game.
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's like what it's getting. What is being talked about a lot on X.com.
It's still good. Like I said, 8 out of 10, but it's not in the game of the year category for me. And I would say it's a must play on Game Pass. It's a good game. It's not a great game, but it's a good game.
I'm interested to know, like, when I play it, like, I'm okay with games that don't have like a lot of combat or really a lot of things going on except like really story driven. Like, and you don't have to answer this, but like just in general, like, is the combat even worth having in it? Like, does it add anything? Does it just create like?
Yes, it's
So
needed.
it's needed. Okay, because I think if it serves, if it
It
sounds
adds
like
to the
it's
story.
serving like a story purpose.
It definitely does, because I will say this, Waba, you might have an issue playing this game without the lights on.
Ooh, a little
It's
spooky.
Arnar.
scary. It is very scary, especially with the voices going on. And then there's this one character that like makes noises like clickers, and like, yeah, it's
No,
dude,
I
dude.
will play it. I love
It's
Ninja
scary.
Theory.
Like there's parts where the lights go out and all you can do is follow this light off in the corner, and you hear all these voices around you and stuff like
Oh,
that.
I hate it. I
Yeah,
hate it.
F
yeah.
that. Oh.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
play it.
That's part of the sound design. It's you're there, you have to go through this water that has bodies of souls, and like you can't see them. And then when you go under the water, when she has to go under a ledge, you see dead bodies floating in the water, and then she comes up and you don't see them anymore. Yeah, that happens a lot. There's also like people grabbing you all the time. It's a scary game.
They've always had like done a really good job like world building like that. Like even like when the tech like for PS3 tech, like their mocap has always been fantastic. They've always selected like really terrific voice actors, and like the games look beautiful, and they like put you like they do a really good job like putting you in the world and like immersing you in that. And it's really good to hear like that this is kind of continuing that off an already like really, popular, well, I guess franchise now, like for
Yeah,
a sequel.
and I would say I'm not knocking it for the length of the game, because
No.
for me, you know me, I thought the length was perfect. Um, I just thought it could have been shorter.
Yeah, I'm
It
glad though
would be
that
a
they are
very good HBO show. Like, oh
fair.
my god, would it be ever a good
All
HBO
their
show?
ones would like Heavenly Sword. Actually, it has an anime on it, which isn't very good, or not an anime. It's like a animated movie. It's not very good, but it also doesn't include like anti-circus. But like their story writing is very like strong.
And
But
Xbox has already
yeah.
greenlit the next Ninja Theory game, unless they close the
No,
studio.
they should. Oh my god, if they do, I
Sheesh.
don't. I will actually be
Took
legitimately like
shots
mad
fired.
if that happens. This, yeah, I'm glad. I appreciate Xbox for basically like giving them a chance because their stuff. Nobody bought their stuff on PlayStation, and then people whined. That's what you get. But this is such a talented studio, and they have been since they had a launch title PS3. That's how good they've been.
I knew this coming out after playing the game. I was like, what's going to happen on the internet is people are going to give it the scores they give it, and some people are not going to like this game. And like I said, I gave it an 8 because I thought, you know what? There are so many things that are next gen about this game and that are great, especially the sound design and how beautiful the game looks. I couldn't give it a lower score, even though I had my gripes about it. But I knew that you're going to have the 10 out of 10s from Windows Central and all of these scores that are like, come on, guys, can we stop with this bias? This is a good game, but it ain't game of the year. Right
That's
now,
okay.
Helldivers 2 is game of the year. Yeah, Helldivers 2 is. It's definitely game of the year.
100%.
And it's not because it's a PlayStation title and I do a PlayStation. It's because it's the best game that's come out this year. And it's not even a little bit. And honestly, if Sea of Thieves was just only coming out for the very first time, it's better. Sea of Thieves is better game to play than the new Hellblade.
Hellblade, I mean, Helldivers 2 is game of the year for now until College Football 25 comes out.
That is your game of the century, Pez,
Game
isn't
of
it?
the century.
That is a take.
That is my take, baby. My take.
Your truth.
Although I am truly excited to play Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake, remaster, whatever they're calling it, but I just finished a playthrough of the original Thousand Year Door and I do not have it in me to do that again. So I have to wait. I have to wait.
That game I had on my GameCube and I used to play it all the time and I never finished it. And it wasn't until I was sick one day as a kid, I went back and played like the last battle. And I was like almost gonna cry because I was like, I did it. I finally did it.
That game is legitimately the best Paper Mario game out there, includes the original. Thousand Year Door is the best Paper Mario game out there, and all the ones after that are terrible.
I think it's better than the original. I like the companions in the first one better.
Yeah, I do too. But like I remember playing Color Splash and Sticker Star and being like, oh, these games are terrible. I bought Origami King for the Switch. I'm like,
Brave man.
Nope, I can't do it, man. I can't do it. It's not Thousand Year Door. Then they announced the Thousand Year Door remake, and I was very excited. But then part of me was just like, make a new one in the same vein as Thousand Year Door. Call it 100-year window.
Well, this thing's gonna sell for 1,000-year window. Well, because there's so many people that like probably want to play this and have heard great things about it, and just like we're talking now, it's impossible to find. So the only way to play it was GameCube, and now if you want to play it, you can just buy it. And I'm glad I sold my copy before this came out.
Collectors in shambles.
Yeah, also, I forgot my daughter played a game this weekend.
Was it
our friends over at Outright? There's a new My Little Pony game, and she has been loving it. It's actually annoying. Like, no offense to our friends over at Outright, but because my daughter, for some reason, wants to play in this office here all the time, I lose everything because she's on my consoles, man.
Getting you that trophy score.
Let's figure this out.
I know you're trophy bombing her out. So
once we finish it, I'll give a full review on the podcast. But as of right now, and I gave away, and Chris from Beers and Bruins, his daughter is loving it as well.
Beautiful.
Kids are loving the game. So far so good. I've asked my daughter, and she said game is good. So far so good.
Hey, outright today announced 3 new games.
I'm so excited.
Barbie, Monster High, and Hot Wheels. Was that the third one?
Matchbox.
Micro Machines. Matchbox. There we go.
Now Matchbox. That's our gen. That's our generation.
100%. So shout out.
So we got Ninja Turtles and Barbie.
Yeah. Shout out to our boys over there at OG because they are crushing it.
My daughter's gonna love the Barbie one. Like she's obsessed with. She doesn't play with Barbies that much, but she just loves. Maybe my wife loves putting her in Barbie stuff, but she's a big Barbie fan. So excited for her outright.
So yeah, College Football 25 finally announced. I am very excited, as you all know. College football nerd. Hello, and grade at NCAA. Shout out.
Oh, what was the grade? I didn't.
It was an 8.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good for an open game.
So what's that make it worth?
More than what he paid me.
Yeah. I mean, now.
Hold on. Can I zoom in on Waba's face when he just said that?
No, it's I gave Pez mates rates.
I'll clip it and we'll make it a short and then just put I'll Photoshop his cheeks red and angry.
His face was like, wow.
I don't let anybody get a good deal on me, but Pez got a good deal. So, and he got a good deal when he got it initially, and I'm glad if anyone was gonna get an 8 rated copy, dude, it was somebody actually
got a very good deal on a mic from me.
True.
So we're just the 3 dads and a deal.
3 dads and a. I probably wouldn't call it that, but so for the first time in almost 10 years, EA has announced a college football game, and the trailer dropped. Me being the ultimate pessimist when it comes to EA was like, I don't know, man. This sounds like a reskinned Madden. Like they showed, the trailer was actually really good. What they did was they played.
I liked it when I saw them going through the Gators dressing room.
So they played Welcome to the Jungle, but also used like a big band, like a college band version of it. That was great.
Amazing. Yeah,
and then
it was.
And then what they did was they took all the traditions from the college team. So again, like Florida walking out and hitting the Gator, the BC Eagles coming out and touching the Eagle, Iowa's team waving to the Children's Hospital. Like these are all things that they do before or after every game.
Is Boston College your guys' team?
Yeah. So Boston has like 3 teams, but Boston College is the biggest one. Although college football is not that big.
Who was the quarterback that he used to play for the not Matt
Ryan
again?
Matt
Ryan.
Matt Ryan. He's a bum. Was the last time the BC Eagles were relevant because they ended up being ranked like 3rd or 4th in the nation.
And the BC Eagles were the last time that Matt Ryan was relevant.
False. The man won an NFL MVP.
Yeah, but he
settled down over there. Yeah, he lost in the
18
Super Bowl
to us.
But I mean, he did win an MVP.
Do not include me with your Patriots thing. I don't care about football.
He's probably gonna go to the Hall of Fame. So settle down over there. Settle.
For his awesome performance with the Colts.
Oh my God. Anyway, so
dude, you gotta let this go.
I'm also a BC fan.
Are you really?
If I had to pick a team around here, that's the one I would pick.
Like,
I'm not.
No one cares.
I'm a BC. The BC Eagles.
The only BC team I follow is the hockey team.
Doug Flutie. Douglas
Flutie in 1989 when he threw his Hail Mary.
Dude, he has a video
Miami.
game. You know that? Jeff Grubb was.
Yeah.
He also has his own cereal.
I have the cereal.
Isn't it a Sega Doug Flutie game? Isn't that Sega Genesis?
Yeah.
I gotta get that game.
You mean Buffalo Bills star quarterback Douglas K. Flutie?
Doug Flutie video game. It is called. One was called Maximum Football, and that was on the PS4. Really?
Yeah. Yep. I never played it. Maximum Football. They're making a new one for PS5 or just PC. I'm not 100%
Doug
sure.
Flutie was on the cover of that.
So yeah, so EA, so college football is coming out, has Ultimate Team, totally bummed, but obviously that's gonna happen because it's an EA game. Well, really, it's a sports game. Like not even just an EA game, it's a sports game, man, and all sports games have them. Dynasty mode is back, Road to Glory's back, which is like your superstar mode. All 134 teams are in. All like there's something like 6,000 licensed players or something like that, except for Archie Manning, like Peyton Manning's nephew or whatever. He was just like, oh, I'm going to focus on football. My guy, why? Like, I don't understand. Why?
You're not an active participant in this.
Just say yes. Take your $600 in your game and go away.
I do think that $600 to license is wild.
Yeah.
What? Hey, Pez.
Yo,
What console had the very first college football game?
I want to say it was Sega Genesis.
You're correct.
You want to know why? Because Sega leaned into sports games before Nintendo did.
It was EA.
Mhm.
EA College Football was on Sega Genesis. It's right here.
So it comes out. It comes out in July. I'm
Bill
excited.
Walsh.
I'm excited
it
to
was
play
called.
it. Excited to play it. Cautiously optimistic,
Mhm.
based on what I've seen and some of the things I've heard, from some people who are on the inside. So we'll see what happens, but it's gonna be good. I think no matter what, I'm gonna be excited just to jump in. Planning on doing at least one road to glory on the channel, and then if you look at Waba's face, it looks like his eyes are closed because I don't know what's happening with his internet.
It's cutting out.
He's got
Um,
issues.
Have you thought of getting adult internet? He
Oh wow, he is gone.
he's gone. He's gone. For everyone that can't see him, he's gone. Goodbye, my
Yeah.
friends. So
Bye,
anyway,
Wawa.
I'm really
Yeah,
excited
move
for it
on.
to come out. Gonna do a road to glory, unsure name and all that stuff. Might do a dynasty for 3 dads using a 1-star,
team would you use?
obviously.
Oh, Waba's back.
I'm gonna use a 1-star team, so it's either
And he's
gonna
gone
be
again. And
he's gone.
Every time he's back, he's
He's
gone.
back.
This
He's
is
gone. He's
hilarious.
back. He's gone. He's back. He's gone. It's gonna be a 1-star team, maybe like UTSA or Army or someone who's just not good. And
So
build
who
them
is
up.
your college football team?
I don't have one.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have one.
I thought you would. Like, you love college football. I thought you would have one.
No, I mean, like back in the Vince Young days, I used to watch Texas a lot, but yeah, no, yeah, Waba's like gone. This is our show now, baby. This is our show now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, again, super excited for it to come out. Gonna pick it up and play it, and I'll do a full review on the channel. Earlier, Court, you mentioned that shots were fired. Now, yesterday, some shots were also fired in XDefiant.
Wow.
I know. I'm
way
just
better at
feeling
that.
it today, and I don't know
He's
why.
way better.
I
He's
do
feeling
not
it.
know why.
So yes,
Got
I
right now.
it's no secret here that I for some reason I like Ubisoft franchises, and XDefiant has a DedSec team, an Echelon team, so that's Splinter Cell. They have so it's a. I'll explain what it is. I guess I was like starting to jump in, and I went
Mhm.
backwards. So it is a hero shooter slash FPS FPS.
Yeah.
Like it's better. So you're in teams that you 4 people teams. You're going out, and the maps. I will say this: the maps in it are awesome. There is no like real place to hide on any map, and they're very cool. They're actually levels from Ubisoft games.
Mm.
So like the arena from the Division 2,
Mhm.
that's a level. So also the Division 2 is represented in it. Watch Dogs is represented in it. Splinter Cell is represented, and the
Far
other
Cry 6.
team,
Yeah. Far Cry 6.
yeah, they're all. So there's a whole bunch of different teams, but the Far Cry 6 team isn't available just yet. And then
Oh.
Rainbow Six Siege. So you got your
Yeah.
4 teams that you can use right now. There is a battle pass, but you don't have to get it. You can just play the team. There is ranked, unranked, and there is like a practice zone, but the practice zone isn't available yet. It is the first game I've ever played where if you play ranked, you only play against your skill level. So I don't know what that would be called.
Skill
What
based
the acronym?
matchmaking.
Skill based.
Yeah. So not many games do that, right? I love it. So when I play unranked, I'm getting murdered. Now, from what people are telling me that the reason why they don't like skill based matchmaking is when the really good players all get put in a lobby, it gets very sweaty. And you can pretty much tell who's going to win right off the bat. But I don't care because all you nerds that love playing your FPSs and just going out there and getting really good at it, you shouldn't be going against me and getting your 25 kills and me not being able to live. Let me play against the guys, the dweebs that don't know how to play this game, and let me have some fun. I will say the progression so far, I've completed 10 matches and my progression bar isn't going up that quickly. It's kind of annoying me a little bit. I would wish that would be a little bit quicker. You do have your challenges and there are things that are going to be coming to the game. The game isn't yes, it's been released. They definitely had very much issues yesterday where the
Yes.
servers didn't work for like 6 or 7 hours.
Yep.
But so far, so good. I've gone in every day so far. I've played a couple matches. I think I'm gonna play this for a bit. I kind of like it. I'm gonna see which characters I can unlock and skins and so on and so forth. But I think Ubisoft might have they might have a hit on their hands if people really get into this skill-based matchmaking and love it. Plus, you can play as teams, right? I think that's one thing. People are going to be doing a lot of like what you were talking about with Overwatch and stuff. You can do that because each character from like DedSec to Division 2, like they have their own specialty skill. So the Rainbow Six guys, they can put shields down.
Mm.
And then the DedSec, they can use a phone to disrupt any of the shields or cloaking devices. Like if you're using the Echelon and you're the Splinter Cell, your specialty skill is to see where everybody is on the map. But if you're DedSec, you can block that for everybody. So anytime someone puts down a skill, the DedSec person can block it.
Gotcha.
So it's very cool. I want to play it more. Like I said, I've only played about 10 matches. Um, I'm really interested in this because the maps are very cool and supposedly they've got a lot coming. This game has been in development for years. I played it almost me and Pez, what was that, like 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
We played it like almost 2 years ago now. It is totally different than what me and you played when we were like, this is terrible.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Cool. Yeah, I tried
My
to
o-
get. I
go
got
ahead.
like sorry, I got like
No.
20 minutes of it. Just because the servers
It's
were
also free to
a
play,
mess.
everybody. It's free to play.
Servers were a mess, so I only got like 20 minutes or so, but enjoyed it so far. We'll definitely dive in more and have more thoughts on it.
My biggest concern about this is, okay, so if it's trying to compete, let's say with Overwatch, the strength of Overwatch is the diversity of the characters. So you have like several heroes and different play styles to choose from to find what works for you and what works well in like a team composition. With 4 different classes like this, it's challenging to build like an effective team composition.
So
And I know
each
the
class
gameplay
has
style is
3
different.
characters. Each class has 3 characters and all 3 characters have different abilities.
So then you have what, 4, 8, or 4, 8, 12. So there's
And
12
there is
different.
more coming. So the Far Cry is not available yet.
Fair. But I'm surprised they didn't launch, I would say, with more. I think it's such an interesting idea that you can have basically these characters from the franchises. Like, I saw the DedSec one. I saw the Fox bandana over the mouth. I'm like, this is just cool. Like, this makes me want to like try it out because you can play as, one of your favorite games. But I'm
No
surprised they
longer
didn't launch
exists,
with,
and I still want to cry about it.
yeah,
Continue.
womp womp. But I wish that they had launched with more off the start because you need to have a strong beginning to have like legs. But I
Fair.
think if they add like, let's say they have like an assassin's guild, but they're using like guns or knives or whatever, like crossbow. Like I think there's an opportunity to be really creative with what they have. When the new Star Wars games come out, maybe you have something alongside that
Dude, I
for
feel
the
like we've
class.
talked about this before, like 2 years ago, because didn't you play the beta with us as well?
Did we talk about that? Are we having the same conversation from 2
We
years ago?
are, because this
Am
feels
I,
really
more
your
importantly,
suggestions are correct.
am I having the same takes from 2 years ago?
You played this though, right? Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
you played it as well. We all got to play it. And I think that's still true. You're right. They do need more. Like I think you're bang on that if they put out new characters as their new games drop, it would be genius.
We do need I will say this, we absolutely need a Rabbids team. They are not Rabbids, but they are dressed like Rabbids. And they have like, plunger guns or like this has to happen.
I agree.
I
And
like
like
it.
that's
I
what
like
you
it.
need. Like this game cannot, and I know like you want to like be serious, like look at all the people playing it, like they're top level sweats. You need to have fun with this game. Like this game will not compete against other games that do this, frankly, better. But this game needs to create its own niche. And I think because we saw with Helldivers, that's what will make it successful. You have a core gameplay mechanic, but if you create like a world around it or like something that makes it unique, that's what's going to do it. I don't think characters are going to be enough. I
Mm.
like, like I'm not like okay, you have like 4, but I think like if you can just be like goofy and like just not take yourself so seriously, but still have like a serious, and I think Overwatch did this really well. I think that's as an opportunity to help make it successful. But
They do need to fix the sniper rifle is broken. It kills everybody. Like it's so annoying. Like you're halfway across the screen, boom, snipe, 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 snipe. So the
skill
PC
issue.
players,
skill
You're
issue.
unable to turn off PC players right now, and everything is cross-play, and you can't turn off PC players, and that annoys the living daylights out of me because they're sniping people with the sniper rifle, just like click, 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 click. You're just clicking heads,
Clicking
like
heads,
literally the definition of clicking heads.
Dude. Nerds on
annoying.
like 9,000 sensitivity mouses 2 feet away from their monitor. Like, dude, I don't want to play against anybody that plays on PC with their
I
friggin'
truly
5,000
wish
APM.
on all games that are cross-platformed that you can just console only.
Yeah.
They always make it so you have to choose. Like, I just want to play on the PlayStation. I don't want to play with PC players at all.
Well, luckily on my favorite game, NHL, you don't have to worry about that. Not crossplay.
That's
With
because
You
PC.
can't find anyone
anymore.
playing it right now.
Dude, what is it like? We can go out, we could check. I bet you there's like you'd have an issue trying to like matchmake in that game right now.
There's something, I don't know. That's for another time. I know we're getting up against it, but any final thoughts for the folks?
Yes, go check out Court's review of Senua Saga, Hellblade 2. And while you're there, go check out episode 2 of our Pirates franchise. Done and done. Nailed it.
I'm actually really enjoying that because I don't play. I think the franchise mode for that is fun.
Can you trade for like somebody on the Jays so I can like Paul Skeens, well done. Episode 2, Paul Skeens.
Thank you.
Timing. And by the way, dude, that guy like throws heat.
Absolute gas.
Yeah.
My man throws.
Like,
And he got rizzed up by Livy.
They had
that
it.
baby
He threw a 103, 11 pitches in a row. I was like, oh my God.
He throws gas. Here's the problem. Number one, he plays for the Pirates. So which means in 4 or 5 years, he's going to be pitching for the Yankees. So everyone enjoy that because that's what happens with Pirates pitchers.
Dude, do you hear what the Jays are going to do?
What are they going to do?
Even though they're up like 15-0 right now, they're shopping Vlad and Bo.
Really?
Yeah, maybe the Red Sox should pick him up. Yeah.
Dude, the Red Sox don't want to pay anyone. The Red Sox cutting payroll because they want to sell the team. That's even though they're somehow winning baseball games.
Don't the owners own like a soccer team?
They own the Pens.
They own Liverpool. They own the Penguins. They
F1.
own Fenway Roush Racing.
So why don't they?
They own the Boston Globe. Like,
why do they want to sell the
Nesson?
Red Sox?
Yeah. Why? Stonks.
Who knows?
No, it's better than $1 million. $1 billion
to make money. You know who else is part of the Red Sox ownership? Your boy LeBron James.
He
is part of the Fenway Group now. So he owns.
Why?
Because he can be. I mean, why?
If
the Red Sox were like, hey, you wanna be part of this group, I would say yes, I do.
What are they building the Avengers over there?
Yeah.
We get Tom Brady next.
A bunch of losers.
Bunch of bums.
Bunch of losers.
Guys accomplish way more than that. And I'm like, what a bum. Yeah, what a bum.
Yeah, what a bum. What a freaking bum this guy is.
Yeah.
Hey, LeBron,
why is it they spend money on all their other teams? Why is it on the Red Sox? The Red Sox could have Mookie Betts. Like,
they don't need
to.
Keep
signing guys like Tyler O'Neill and all that end up being good, and then they'll just let the guys walk.
Yeah, like Tyler O'Neill won't. He probably won't resign.
Mookie Betts, Xavier Bogaerts, they could have all these players still on that team.
Yep.
Because they just don't want to. Like, they want to cut payroll. Like, you're the Boston Red Sox. You can have a $250 million payroll and still make money hand over fist, because you don't have to upgrade the park because it is a historical landmark. So the park can be as a dilapidated bucket of grease as you want, and you can be like, it's Fenway Park. You have to come. It is a baseball gem. Spend your weekend at Fenway, and it doesn't matter. They
do need to update that park, though.
Yeah, it sucks, but they won't because it's Fenway Park and it's a historical site, and they don't have to.
It's got charm. It's got charm.
Some guy.
But also,
when I went to the Blue Jays game in like 2008, some guy from Boston tried to fight me because I said Fenway Park was a dump, and he was like, "Oh," he turned around to see. He's like, "What did you say?" And I was like, "Turn around, pal."
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, you're one of us.
You're a giant. I apologize."
I went like this, and I go, "Turn around."
Fenway is doing a lot of like nights, like they're doing like One Piece night and like Harry Potter night. Like literally, it seems like they're doing more marketing to
because
attract people who aren't a baseball.
If you go
like,
to
fan.
a Red Sox game, it's all away fans now.
Yeah.
So
they have Greek jersey night coming out soon.
Even if
Greek yogurt,
it's Mamma Mia night. It's all Meryl Streep all the time. It's every Meryl Streep movie ever. If you go to like a game, it's last year, I think no, not the game that we went to. Last year I was watching a Red Sox game against Toronto. It was all Toronto fans. A smattering of Red Sox fans. Just it is what it is, and they'll still make their money, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's what it is. I have no closing words.
Those are your closing words.
Yeah, stonks only go up if you don't sell them.
The basketball.
Also, yeah, Celtics are good. I'm about to get invested if they win one more game, and I will hop on that bandwagon.
No, you cannot.
I will.
I'm pushing you off that wagon.
No, I get to watch if they're
Don't
winning.
You talk about, you know what? Talk about him, but call him Mr. Tatum and Mr. Brown. You cannot use their full name.
I'm also Lord Tatum.
Yes.
I also got a Groupon that I will share where you can buy a plot of land on Uranus for $9. So that's my parting words.
Look for the brown ring, everyone. Have a good night.
Bye, Felicia. We'll miss you. Check us out at youtube.com/2dads in a console. Check us out at 3dadsconsole.com. And yeah, tip your waiters. Bye.